All right. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Bison. Welcome back to another episode of RareFUD Radio. On today's episode, got to talk about the heist. I usually try to humble brag about them, but goodness gracious, we might have some life in this market still. Uh, Orangutans have dropped. Orangutans. There's a lot of debate on how you spell orangutan. I'm still going to call it tangs. I don't care if the G is missing. They're tangs to me, right? We all grew up drinking the drink. You know which one I'm talking about. The childhood drink called Tang. Better than Sunny D. You can quote me on that. Nonetheless, we got a lot to talk about today. We'll talk about Nana. We'll talk about Coco. We'll talk about chimps, gorillas, and of course, orangutans. Man, got a lot to jump into today. We also got to talk a little bit about D-Gods. Just a little bit. Just a hair. I am only talking about them a smidge. We got some news about Finn. And also just a conglomerate of whales that want to basically support the floor. Man, I don't know what's going on over there, but we're going to talk about it just a little bit. Let's jump into the market. We are alive. We are kicking. We are surviving. We are thriving. And of course, I got to bring on my wonderful co-host, my brother in content, Mr. Door. Door, how we living?
Oh, dude, your boy's living great, man. Every day's a holiday, and I'm back on my villain arc, dog. Another hoodie for all the haters in the audience out there. I don't know why you guys decide to attack me because it's cold in Mexico City, but you know what? That shall continue. The market overall, man, has a lot of life going in it, just like your boy over here. So, man, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna continue letting you wear your hoodie. You stay on that hoodie villain arc. Whatever, that's fine.
Dude, somebody has to be the villain on this show, man.
Yo, speaking about merch, I had to wear this for the stream just for a little bit. I might switch it back because I obviously, lights coming from here, causes a shadow on my face. But this hat from Scum right here. This is the sickest hat. I've got a lot of sick hats. I literally have so many next to me that I picked up in Nashville. I got the sandbar hat. Thank you, Buckets. This one's sick. I got two variations of this Honeyland hat. Where is it? This Honeyland one is sick. I got this rodeo one from Rove World. Dude, I got more hats. I was almost about to buy a hat while I was in Nashville, too. And on top of this is just the icing on the cake. This corduroy hat from Slimes, from Scum, is so sick, dude. I will rock this till the end of time. This thing slaps, man. It slaps. So, big fan. Shout out Scum for just a really intricate way of giving out raffle tickets for his 1-of-1. And if you didn't win, they were basically raffle tickets you can use as currency, which I thought was so sick. You got to buy a bunch of booster or like little drops, little physical drops. I got this pen set right here, this all-in-time pen set. Nice little book, a shirt that is super dope. Dude, I love it. It was awesome. So shout out Scum before we get into the show. But of course we got to. Let's jump over to sniper.xyz. Head over to that tools tab, go to the market overview so you can follow along. We do have life in this market, Door. Life is brewing. Yeah, we're at 2,932 buyers, almost cracking 3K. We were down below. Almost, yeah. We were down below 2K. We were at 1,800 something. Yeah. And 5,420 sellers. So we're above the 2-to-1 sellers ratio to buyers, which is really exciting. I'm not saying a bull's coming or anything, but all the right makings and all the right conditions are popping up. Sol is kind of down just a little bit. We're in the 23 range. That's okay. I'm all right with it. We continue to range in this, 22 to 27 or whatever kind of range. I'm all here for it. And of course, we got to bring up our other co-host who just pulled in. Man's making time for us. We appreciate it. Mr. JoeSol. JoeSol, how we living?
Yo, fam, we're living good today, man. I had a bunch of fun with my tangs and gamifying, playing some Coco game. I just had a lot of fun this morning. So, yeah, we're doing well, man. Web 2's going well. Everything's blessed. Good vibes. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Glad to hear, dog.
Yeah. We'll definitely, heist is probably going to be what we talk about a majority of the day today, just because it is the one thing that It's kicking everything off, man. Everything
Yeah.
feels good now in the market. We'll see if it sustains this, but could be on the way for a nice little mini run here for NFTs. So going back to the numbers, almost 3,000 buyers. You love to see it. Head over to tiexo.com. Go to the analytics tab. You can follow along there. 67.8 thousand Solana volume, $1.57 million. We'll take that. We'll take that all day. Tensor pulling in about 47.25% of the market share. Magic eating about 44%. Hades Swap doing Hades Swap things, 5.49%. And Solinar still lounging around. Done 450 Solana volume. Guys, how are we feeling about the market? Let's go Dor and then Joe.
I'm feeling it's overall feeling pretty good, man. Especially after that last month and a half, dude, where there was nothing going on. Nothing's better than Frank bringing back a little drama into the ecosystem. Have something to talk about there. But on top of that, it's great to see all these mints that we've been waiting for do well. We've been waiting for Tensorians for a bit. Those are still maintaining. Also, great to see Heist cook. I'm going to FUD Heist a little bit. You know, I brought 20 raffle tickets, didn't win anything, but you know what? That's fine. I'm curious, B, did you get anybody complaining that they didn't get their money back yet?
Not yet. Not yet. I've definitely had some people that are upset that they bought, you know, I've had a few people buy like 50 or so and didn't win one, which is, I mean, it's the nature of raffles, man. I thought it was going to be my luck. I did win some. I'm not.
Bison won some. And
I know.
Look, you're on the team. I'm just saying, dog.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not going to say how many I won, but I did buy a substantial amount of tickets, or at least a good handful. But sometimes you win. Honestly, I just take this as repayment for all the all the chimps and gorillas that were stolen from me in season 1. The 200K Nana I dropped into recruitment didn't win a single one on one of the periods. You know what? There's just luck coming back. You know, you can't quit gambling. Man. Can't quit gambling. That is not financial advice. Please do your own research.
No, congrats, B. But on top of that, man, yeah, I'm feeling overall great. As I was talking about on Tuesday, we saw that pullback in Tensorians to that 15 range due to the heist mint. And what happened? That stuff automatically rebounded up to that 20. So I managed to get in at that 17 range, which I'm fine with. I knew it would be a couple sold discount, nothing too crazy. I never tried to time the bottom, but yeah, so your boy has a couple Tensorians now sitting on that. But yeah, man, it's great to be in the market right now.
Yeah, they dropped down to 50. Wait. Yeah, I mean, they've held pretty well. I didn't think they were going to drop that much. It's a low at. It was like high 16s. So yeah, I mean, they definitely pull back. You're right. You're always going to see that across the board. People chasing liquidity, people chasing the nice new shiny things. And I got to say, I was really surprised about the heist main collection, like the chimps and gorillas actually holding strong. Because I was under the thesis that 2 of my main 3 thesis points or ranges played out. I thought Tang's 10 to 12 was a buy. Yeah. Hey, okay. Yeah, we're good. And I also thought Nana at 105 was a buy. That definitely panned out. That was a really good one by me.
What's
and then 125. So yeah, about a 20% gain on that, as well as, you know, like we still haven't fully, we just teased a little bit in the Git book. We didn't even like fully disclose what's going to happen with Nana and Coco. So, you know, we just got a bunch of speculation assets that like will literally have value and something to do with them right out the gate. So when we drop the game, which I know the guys are currently working on, if anybody's watching this and is like, why can't I log in? Last time I checked, they were still working through some bugs. So, you know, they just let them cook, let the team cook. We've been working tirelessly on this launch. So just a little bit longer. But nonetheless, yeah, I was really surprised chimps held up as well as they did. On top of the fact, gorillas went nuclear. They went nuclear, dude.
Where'd they go to?
170.
Damn, dog, really?
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Yo.
Yep. Gorillas went nuclear. And of course, as soon as people saw some of that, you know, they're sitting at 159.6 with royalties and everything. So congrats to Rilla believers.
It's great to be a Rilla holder right now, man.
Yeah, Real is doing their thing. They're gonna be buffed in season 2. Like they are. Stud has disclosed this. I'm sure people ran with that alpha and just kind of did their thing. But yeah, I mean, overall, just really happy with how it all played out. Everybody was having a ton of fun with the raffles, or not, if you didn't win anything like Door. But the prospect of some people, like I saw a couple people with like 1 ticket, 10 tickets, anything like that, hit a 10x on that raffle. Was so much fun, dude. It was so good to see.
You just love to rub salt in the wound, huh, B? Thanks, dog. That feels good, man.
Yeah, I didn't win a 10x. I'll tell you that much. I did not even come close. But it was nice to see a lot of people with like, I'm just gonna throw in a half a soul. What?
Kaylor? I think he watches the show, and
Yep. Kaylor hit with 10 tickets. He hit a 10x. So good for him. Good. Nothing like a cost basis of half a soul for 10 Rillas or 10 chimps or 10 tanks. Like, oh my goodness, I can't keep my primates. Can't keep my primates in order. But anyways, it's good to see. Joe, how are we feeling about the market?
Yeah, we're feeling good, man. The BTC is coming down to my bid range that I've been waiting for since June 5th. Surprisingly, Sol is showing relative strength against mostly all pairs, especially BTC and ETH, which is giving me some hope here, man. We got decompressed really hard before anybody else, right? Because FTX kind of like correlated right with Sol and SBF. So we got pushed down hard. We reclaimed that deviation around like 12 to 17 bucks, and I really do think that Sol's one of those alts mid cap. You can bank on a safe return there. Not looking for anything insane like 1,000x's or 100x's or anything, but a nice 10 to 20x. I think in the next 2 or 3 years is pretty good. So I'm excited about where the market is. I like calm red days like this in the bear because I like to accumulate. I had to sell a lot of positions. I'm really fortunate to be able to start adding some back and building some new positions again. So I personally love where we are in the market. And NFT wise, we're just seeing that shakeout happen like we've been talking about. It was overvalued, overhyped for a long time, and now teams are going to have to prove themselves that they bring a product or a utility that people really, truly want and want to use every day. It's no more just throwing money at the wall and flipping it the next day for a 2 to 5x. So I think we're seeing the trees getting shaken out for NFT market. And then I think the macro crypto market is building some real legs around the world with real infrastructure and real bias. So yeah, I love where we're at right now.
Yeah. I think everything looks pretty healthy. And this is not me saying that we're going to go on some massive run or anything right now, but I'm not scared to be in a position right now. And I think that's the most exciting part is like for the past 4+ weeks, I feel like I have just not, I've looked at my log on like Phantom and everything, and I have not done jack squat in this market. I've done some trades with SPLs and stuff, but it's nice to get back into a little bit of NFTs. We saw Big Brain come through and this man just found 500 ETH, like just lying. He's like, oh yeah, I invested and it unlocked and I found 500 ETH in a wallet. I'm like, must be nice.
No, I know. Oh, nice. Pocket change, dog. Oh, here's 500 ETH. I forgot about it.
Almost $1 million. And he's just like, oh yeah, I found this. It's cool. I was like, God bless, man. Please, if y'all have some 500 ETH and you want to send it my way, you're more than welcome to.
Dude, if I found 500 ETH, dog, I'm taking you and Joe out and we having a good time on some island, dog.
Bro, you can almost double the NFT volume with 500 ETH. That's crazy to think about. God bless. It must be nice. But
he said what floors he's going to sweep? I think Tensors was one of them.
He already swept Klanos. He swept Degen Ape, I think, and then Tensorians, I think, is what the next call is. So if you want to try to front run that, you're more than welcome to. It's nice to see somebody with a long time horizon finally. Like I haven't really seen him buy much lately, but he's like, yeah, this. When everybody else is fearful, when D-Gods are sitting there and everything like that, he put a bunch of bids on D-Gods. He has swept a bunch of floors on Sol. That's the kind of conviction I like to see from the guys who are just very like, you know what? F it. I'm going counterculture. I'm going counter trend. And this is the time to buy NFTs. So it's a little encouraging to see. I'm like, if you're doing short-term trades and stuff, I still don't know if it's the exact market conditions you want to take, but we might be getting there. But I think that about does it as far as market overview goes. Let's jump into the news today. Do you guys see that Finn's leaving DGods?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what's crazy too, dude, is like that was known for around at least the people I've known about that. I thought he was gone from the team, to be honest with you. So for them to come out and like clarify it in that way after all this, they just don't have the best timing.
No,
not saying anything like, but it just seems like someone's not in the background. Like they're a bunch of thinkers. Sometimes you need logistic guys that are stupid, maybe in the books. They're stupid with math, but just kind of get common sense and a feel of like, you know, things, how they kind of roll off the tongue and stuff like that. Cause I just feel like they mean very well, but like their public perspective on them right now, because of the way they drop things and the time management they drop them, keep bringing negative connotations to their team, you know? So yeah, I did see that, but I just was curious about why the timing.
I feel that. Yeah. And that's kind of why I was like, bro, why now? Why you gotta, you know,
yes.
It's like, yeah, salt in the wound, right? Like just let it, you know, it could have been a Discord announcement. Let people put it out, I guess, you know, like.
Yeah,
but my thing is, like, why did you need some huge announcement in the first place? Just fucking roll out when not saying anything. You get what I'm saying? Like, why was it necessary to say, "Oh, you know what? I'm leaving DGods right now"? What does that do? What good does that do?
I don't know, man. But you know that look, people knew about it. The people that were close, the whales and stuff like that, knew about it. So, you know, I would say their floor is intact. We did see, speaking of whales, we saw a massive outpouring from some of the bigger whales, the X10 people. Started out with ZK. ZK basically called out Machi and was like, hey, I will buy 200 DGods right now, OTC, aim a number, let's talk about it. Machi didn't respond. Then you had a bunch of other people chime in, the other X plus DGods members, all chiming in. Pimp Capital, or Free Lunch Capital was one of them, as well as saying he'll match the 200. And then you had a couple of other 50 buys and stuff like that, basically saying we'll absorb the liquidity. Now, here's my thing. Why? Why? One, I'm totally going to speculate, and I don't mean to FUD doors bags of OMB or anything, but bro, that's why focus on that than OMB right now? Like, I know he's got bounties and stuff like that. Stay on OMB. Like, I don't know. That's a whole lot of money too, man. Whole lot of money.
So like, it's weird in this space in the sense of like, I don't know if ZK was serious about it, but it doesn't matter because what it does is bring attention to you and your project. So like the fact that even if ZK did go through with it, I'm sure dude's still freaking stacked, dog. Like, dude probably has some stupid amount of money. Like, I know from OMB, and you're right, B, like, focus on the project. And I think he is doing that. Like, I have no doubts that he is. But at the same time, it's like, if he believes in DGods and it's a good trade, it's like, why not? Because he's still a trader as well. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Joe used to, like, he was back in D trades or whatever back in the day, Joe?
Oh, yeah, 100%. So what I think that was from ZK, and it just shows his integrity. It's basically like, yo, Frank, you put me on, you kind of got me hedged in this space. Like, ZK was a Frank fudder. That's how he got his job, right? When we first started, ZK was fudding in the chat, and Frank was like, yo, what the fuck's good? And they DM'd, and Frank was like, oh, this guy's really smart. Let me bring him into the team and kind of pick a ball off of him, right? So I think it shows his integrity because he's reaching out as like, you know what, Frank, you did me a solid. I'm going to do you a solid. If it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out. But I do think, B, that's the reason because it doesn't make sense any other way. I think that was strictly like, yo, this is an integrity play. Like, that was my homie. He helped me out. I'm going to hold it down for him and see if I can help with this offer. And if it doesn't work. But I see both sides of the coin there for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. And like you said, B, you do bring up a good point, man. For me, I do think it's just unfortunate because, like, I don't see DGods going anywhere, but it's just, I guess, a side effect of what's going on in the current ETH ecosystem. It's just one thing after another. We saw it with Azuki. They're down bad. Just everything's down bad. So it wasn't going to take much for this to happen with DGods as well. So I honestly am looking up to pick up a DGod, man. Like, I can't believe they're under 4 right now, like 3.99. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know, man. This seems a little low for a DGod. I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, Frank has messed up in the past. Like, when he first minted, he messed up with the mint or whatever. That's why those exiled gods or dead gods or whatever that are now on BTC. But Frank has been one of those individuals who's been able to learn from his mistakes and find out a way forward. And I don't see Frank going anywhere. I met him in person. Regardless of how much crap you guys talk about him, I don't understand most of it half the time. He's a really good dude trying to do interesting things in this space. So I'm willing to bet on that. And if I can scrape up some liquidity to throw together a D-God, to pick up a D-God, I probably am.
Dude, they need to take a page out of the heist book, and I'm serious. Less hype and more shipping, right? Like, that's all it was. Like, if they didn't build a pedestal of like points for a year, people wanted to feel like the rug was ripped out of them. Like, there was so much speculation and hype, and that's why it's what served them up and it served them down. Like, it's a coin on both sides there. So I agree, dude. There's less hype, more shipping, and the bottom somewhere around 3.5 SOL.
Yep,
Just under 3.33 and below, OGs with profitable wallets and DeGods start to go negative. I don't see it going that much lower because I don't think whales will allow that to happen. They have enough profits. Their bags are sitting there. They're not going to let that happen, I don't think. So that's the line I'm looking at, like 3.33 for the culture, but it's also a line of realized profit for OGs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I'll just leave it at that because I mean, you guys brought up good points too. I don't personally care. It's just one of the things that I was just like, what? Why? The other guys I get, like, Pimp Capital, he already has a boatload of DeGods. You got to defend your bags. If you're going to double down, you might as well double down. This is about as good of a time as ever to double down if you have that much conviction. I'm all for it. And ZK, probably a good trade. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, Dor. Like, I think this is too much fun.
And then if he's OTC and 200, dog, he's not getting them for floor price. So he's probably getting them, half off floor price? So what it say, 2 ETH pop? So you're automatically up 2x. So I think from a trader's perspective, it's a good trade if you have that much liquidity. And long term, I think DeGods is going to be fine. So you get that many, slowly trickle them back out. Like, dude's going to be sitting good.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine too. Yeah, speaking of ETH, while we're still on the ETH topic, the one thing I will encourage you guys to do right now is, if you haven't, go over and check out Parallel. If you guys don't know what Parallel is, it's a trading card game. It has been in the works for forever. I haven't really kept up with it too much, but they're starting to release like beta, player launch and everything like that, so you can actually play if you weren't invited to the alpha. I am very intrigued. I just love trading card games. I think this is like, if there's 3 different places that I think Web3 games actually make sense, it's probably something in the long lines of idle games. Obviously, we're in Heist. It's trading card games. I think trading cards and NFTs just go hand in hand, dude. I mean, there could not be a better match made in heaven for the next step of showing what NFTs can do. And then the other one is like a turn-based game. So maybe like a JRPG, Japanese RPG, kind of like Final Fantasy or Golden Sun or anything else that you played back in the day. I love those games. And I think those games are simple enough that people can pick it up. It doesn't feel complex. It doesn't feel overwhelming. It doesn't feel like NFTs are forced. And they can play a vital role in the background. And then that's how you onboard a ton of people. So I think Parallel has a massive chance to take over kind of the gaming talk for a while now. And I'm trying to log on to the Heist right now. It is live. And just while we're here, the Heist is live. Give it a shot. Okay. If you guys haven't played yet, do it right now. There's network errors because everybody's trying to log on right now. This is always what happens on game launches. It's okay. But if you guys were lucky enough with Tangs and were able to mint one or pick one up through the raffle or however access point you got it, try out the game, right? Like I wholeheartedly believe we are on to something special. We dropped the Git book. It's going to be fun, dude. We are adding a whole nother layer of just features, strategy, to new skills, new talent trees, everything like that. And I am so excited for everybody to just try it out. I think this is the perfect way to have some fun, especially over on Solana. If you are just Solana native and you don't feel like checking out Parallel, which you should, I highly encourage it. I think Heist is for you, man. I do. So it's nice to see the markets responded well. Tangs are sitting at 14 SOL off of 5.2 mint, or 120 pre-sale in USDC. You love to see it, man. It's nice to see some market strength again. We are sitting at 31,000 Solana volume traded, which is pretty good. I mean, Heist, the original collection, did 80K in the first day. So obviously a little bit different market, but nobody wants to sell right now. Nobody. It's nice to see, man. It's nice to see.
B, I got a quick question, brother. I'm sorry, I'm muted. I had to come back out my headphones.
No, you're good.
Parallel, is that gated? How's that gated? Is that token gated? Is that, or can
Nope.
you just need Ethereum wallet to connect and play?
You don't even need an Ethereum wallet, my guy.
Really?
You can have one. You can connect with it, but if you go ahead and log in, if you go to Parallel, it's PARALLEL.life, LIFE. That is the official website. You can actually start signing up and do everything like that. All I needed was an email. That's all I needed. So you can log in with the email, and
you'll receive on-chain rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. You get to open a free pack just by signing up. So
sick.
Sick,
dude.
I think these are the experiences that are really going to start shifting the narrative of NFTs. We already saw it with NFL Rivals, which I've been high in praise for. I think NFL Rivals did it right. Obviously, VCs did too. Backed them with 36 mil, and then they're dropping another 30 mil in funding for them just so they can get a marketplace up, because their marketplace is terrible. But when you start getting, VCs in, you do have to be cautious with it, because the VCs, what they're doing with NFL Rivals, that marketplace fee is hefty, boy. That is a hefty marketplace fee, and that's how they're getting their money back. So I don't know. I'm super excited. I think there's plenty coming up on the horizon. You also have Zynga coming in. I forget what the name of their project is, but if you guys don't know what Zynga Games is, I still play their Texas Hold'em game and everything like that, but Zynga is great. I think that is the perfect game for NFTs and everything like that. I think it's sick, dude. I am so excited for the future of Web3 gaming. I think this is the perfect time to start. Like, this is what's going to kick off another bull run, just like Axie did. I think Axie was a huge catalyst back in the day, DeFi Kingdoms and even Wolfgame to an extent. So step in another one too.
It's funny you say that, because I see Alex Becker starting to pop up again. And he always starts kind of that gamify token, like mass generation, like people coming in liquidity wise, like that are just Google and YouTube. Every cycle he starts with like the gamify narrative, and I see the mass start, and that's been coming up for the past month. So that makes sense, but it's funny. That's like falling right in line with the timeline that he usually is on.
Yeah, I saw Alex talking about we're starting a recession now too, which I kind of agree with. We'll see if the data starts playing out that way in the next quarter or two.
Dude, I believe it. I'll get off my pedestal, but I believe we are in a recession. It is a recession, and it's a recession like we had in the 30s, the 60s. Like, not every recession is got to be traumatic, right? It doesn't have to blow off your side, right? But it is a recession. I think people are magnetizing the word and don't realize there's recessions without mass traumatic events, right? Like, this in itself is a recession. We've been in one for the past 14 months, 16 months, you could say, comparatively. So I do think we have been in a recession. I think people are over gauging it too. So let's say I'm a perma bull for sure. Do I think that there's a lot to be had in the commercial market real estate? Is there a lot of stingers? Yes. But I think if you have the correct capital on the sideline, you can build positions here that are going to really pay off in the long run, to where you don't have to mingle in a bull anymore, right? You'll be set up with multiple passive income streams. Yeah,
I think so too, Joe. I think this quote unquote recession is going to be shorter lived than it should be. That's kind of how government's going to intervene, and they'll overcorrect like they always do. Interest rates, mortgage rates hit an all-time high for the 2000s. So we haven't had higher mortgage rates for 30-year mortgages since 2000, which is a little scary, especially for home buyers, millennials that didn't get in sub 3%, sub 4% or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I think we're going to go through just kind of a little lull over the next year or two, where the market's it's not going to be as pretty as people are expecting. And I think I would be more scared if I was in traditional equities or real estate or anything like that than crypto. I think crypto is a little bit more insulated, personally, just where we're at in the market. So something to keep your eye on. Again, not trying to be doom and gloom and everything, but I think even in that market, and I think Heist is a pretty good showcase of that, is that people still are going to gravitate towards gaming. Like they always do. People always want something to find and do. And even if it takes 5 minutes a day, they just want something to check in on, right? Take care of.
Yeah, definitely, dog. No, I completely agree with you, dude. Like, I mean, me and you've been bullish on like Web3 gaming for a while. It's just been that thing that needs to take a little bit of time to develop. But a lot of this Web3 gaming started developing at the beginning of the last bull cycle. So we're almost 2 years removed from that, 2-3 years. So I think either within the next year or so, we're really going to see a lot of these games that have been building this entire time come to fruition. And I think that's going to onboard a lot of people.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I could not agree more. I think this is a sector that you need to watch out for. If you guys are just blindly ignoring that, if you're still in the collectible side of thing, I think you're shooting yourself in the foot here. I think gaming is just too big to ignore of an industry of just something that goes hand in hand with NFTs. So yeah, definitely be checking that out. But without further ado, let's get into Heist. Because we got a lot to break down. The game is supposedly live. Everybody's trying to log on right now, so I'm not even gonna try. I keep trying, but I'm not gonna try anymore.
So Soulflare and Backpack are Gucci. Phantom's giving an issue, which they always do for some reason. There's always that one hiccup that has to go with them. So,
bro, it was so annoying with the raffle yesterday because most of my assets are on Phantom. I do have a little bit on Backpack and I have a little bit on Soulflare, but not as much as I wanted to get in with the raffle tickets. And I was sitting there, trying to. I got in my first round of tickets, and I was like, I'm gonna wait till the end. Well, there was like a glitch with Phantom that it wasn't showing up in the registered wallets with it. It was only Soulflare and Backpack. So if this problem persists, and I'm not sure if it's Heist isolated, right? Like I don't know if this is the only problem that they're having. If this happens, one, watch out for Backpack Mobile. If Backpack Mobile comes out, I've been saying this for a while. They take over. Like I am such a maxi of Backpack.
Okay, hard refresh and it's on. B. Real quick to cut you off. Hard refresh yourself and you're good to go.
Okay, well, I'll try this. But yeah, nonetheless, I do think while I'm going to take a page out of Dorian's book, while everybody's focused on, Heist and Heist assets, I do think that there's opportunity in some other ones. I think Mad Lads is kind of one that, look, it's been holding its floor like nobody's business. It's been holding 60.
Great point.
Everybody's turning their head. And they are at record low volume. Like I haven't seen them this low on volume. At one point, they're below 1,000 volume. They're number 7 in the collection. They're behind Claynosaurs right now. I think this is when everybody else's head is turned one way. I think Mad Lads is actually kind of a buy here. And I don't want to fade this team at all. I kind of want to pick up a second at least. And this is such a good place to buy. Not financial advice. Do your own research. But
I've been looking them since 64 Soul. I've been looking every day, B. Right? I've almost pulled the trigger, seen one come up that I love, and I'm just like waiting, and I'm like to this point where you're saying now, like the first lower low that came in around like 40-50, and we come back down, we kind of solidified that, and you see anytime we dip into that, people come in pretty hard. The listings are low. They do have a staking reward mechanism right now that they can only build off of even more. Like, so they've been very quiet, but they have top-notch guys in the industry that are coming up, right? Jakey, surfboarder, thank you. And you can see like they get it. They get like how to push a narrative and how to push. They might be one of the last 10,000 K collections coming out of Solana that has a chance to really create an IP that is worthy. So yeah, dude. I don't have the lick for it, but damn, man, it's so true. Right here would not be a bad play.
I like it. Here's how I'm gonna play it, guys. If you guys want to just understand my thought process on what I'm looking at right here, I think I want to buy 3. I want to buy 3 more. Right, one I can buy right here. I think this is actually a pretty really interesting level at 58.5 and 61.8 ish with the royalties and stuff. Buy one here. If it goes down, I would expect another buy to come in probably around that 52, 51.5 range. And then my last buy would be about that 48.4. And I would, have a tight stop on all of those. Like if I need to, I can jump ship on those. That would be how I play it. I think I can DCA in. And while everybody else's head is turned, while everybody thinks that NFTs are going to zero and stuff, look, this is a team that, man, I'm telling you, they're doing all the right things for branding and feel like they could be. I saw somebody say they feel like the Red Bull of Web3. I saw like Uber applying to them and everything like that. Like they know how to garner attention too. I could totally see this being the attention getter for Solana. Them and Klanos would probably be my two best bets for real solid branding with a real product behind them. And Klano being more animation, fun movies, cartoons, all that good stuff, and Mad Lads being kind of like this extreme sport brand that has a dope ass wallet to go with it. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
No, dude, I agree with you. And like with Mad Lads, I've been watching them for a while as well. And the fact that, I mean, you're not going to fade Armani and the rest of the team, man. It's like they are definitely building something. But just because they're quiet does not mean that they're gone. So having exposure to one, which I need to get more liquid, and then I do plan on picking up 2 to 3 as well. But around these prices, I don't think it's that bad. Like, what the downside, it's been hovering around this 60ish range for a minute now, or this like 64, 60ish range for a minute. So there is potential downside, but I don't think it'll be that bad. But once they drop an announcement, I think it'll rip.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think so too. So yeah, that'd be kind of what I'm looking at right now. I still think this is an environment you don't want to venture too far outside the top 10, top 20 collections right now.
Yeah,
because liquidity's still there. If you need to bail ship, you can.
Yep.
And like if you're gonna take your plays, those are probably gonna be the ones that I would be more interested in. Outside of that, like pretty grim for anything outside the top 20, maybe top 30. There's a few projects in there, but yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, let's talk about Heist for a little bit, then we'll wrap up the show. Heist went well. I thought it went well. I thought the raffle was enjoyable for a lot of people. I was seeing tangs all over the timeline, dude. People were slanging tangs like it was nobody's business. And they held their floor price. They actually went really well. Dude, it never ceases to amaze me. I guarantee you the same people that faded Heist Season 1 were the same people that somehow managed to grab orangutans and then they immediately floored them. And now you look like an absolute bozo. Like, what else are you going to do with that soul? You know what I mean? Like NFT wise, what else are you going to do with that soul? There are very few other trades I can see being like, oh yeah, that might have a shot or anything like that. It baffles me. It baffles me. I'm like, how are you going to fade it again? This is your second shot to get in, but what do I know? I'm just a bozo on the team.
Some people just don't learn, dog. Like, once again, I cooked off a Heist Season 1, still looking to get back into Heist Season 2. Once again, waiting for freaking other trades to play out. It's just a waiting game. Can't do much about it. But as soon as they do, and if they work out well, your boy's coming back in with size, man.
Yeah. I'm excited for those trades to hopefully play out. I know they will at some point. It's just like you thought it was going to be sooner, and you're just sitting there like, come on, bro. Come on. Do it. Do the thing.
Come on. Exactly, dog. Do the thing. I know you got the thing planned. Just do it. Send it, dog.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. But no, Heist is great. I mean, look, we have dual currency now. We have 2 factions that are kind of on equal footing with the Tangs and Chimps, and then obviously Gorillas are going to Gorilla. There's so much we can do with this, and I think we outlined it pretty well in our Git book, enough to tease it, where people can kind of get familiar with the concepts and terminology and stuff. But I don't think people are ready for it. And I've been very quiet about it. I'm very proud of what this team is putting out. I thought the Tangs look good. I'm excited for some of the trade upgrades. Like, bro, the metal pot on the head cracks me up, but I'm sitting there like, I want this off my Tang right now. Some of the masks, I'm like, yeah, let's get those off. But the nice thing is you can pick those ugly ones up, and over the course of the season, new cosmetics going to drop. You can ape in with your Coco or Nana or whatever that looks like. You can grab new Tangs. You can mint new ones with recruitment. I mean, we're gonna run it back, but with 10 times the features and map size and everything like that. This is going to be our piece de resistance as far as showing people how to build in a bear. And then Season 3, already shaping up nicely. So I'm I don't know, man. I'm excited. Abby's asking when login. I know, look, network errors, man. It should be live right now, but everybody's trying to log in. So just give it some time. I'm sure everything will be okay. But yeah, Joe, I know Doors trapped in some trades right now. So I don't know how many. I know he wasn't fortunate enough to min with the raffle or anything. Did you get a pre-sale door?
I got one, but I was like, I'm the guy who needs that soul right now.
Fair enough.
Hey, I'm sorry, dude. I am not fading the heist, not in any sense, dude. I have full intentions of picking up a bag of chips, bag of tangs, or whatever. It's just I need my other trades to play out because your boy's hella liquid right now.
Oh, I know it. Don't I know it? Joe, what about you? Did you grab any on raffle, pre-sale, anything like that? How many we at?
Yeah, so my goals always have 1,500 soul staked at any given time. That's like my moon bag. That's always what I have to do. So I had to sell a lot of soul. So I had to get back to where my mainstay was there. I had extra soul left, and I put it all to tangs and nana. I was able to get 6 tangs off the market under 13 soul, 12.75, whatever, all the way up to my highest one I bought today was 12.88. And then I dumped the rest into Nana. So that's kind of my thesis right now. Like that's my extra soul I'm playing with. I still have 14 chimps that I was able to just keep stacked. They're maxed out and they're paid for already. So I mean, I'm really able to just like dump all my cocoa in to max everything I need to max out, go max prestige, and then still be having a strong ROI. But why I'm saying that is not to brag. It's to show like I'm one of many that are in the same position, and that's why I think there's such a bull case to this, right? Because I'm to the point where I'm only looking to add because I'm in such profits that I know I can just maximize myself to the top tier. It might take a couple days, it might take some, but then I'm like producing such hefty, whatever the returns are, cocoa, and such coming into the new season. So I just think that I'm one of many investors that are feeling the same way right now. That's why the bull thesis on this is so strong, because we're building not whales, but dolphins and minnows and all these guys that are in massive profits already. So yeah. I'm bullish on it for sure.
I think that's the beauty of it, is that the people that took profits can still be in the game. And I think that's like, you had a bunch of different assets and a bunch of different, like, bro, I know there's a guy on the in-game chat who flips cosmetics every single day, and it's just
crazy.
flipping them.
That's
dude.
a grind, bro.
Dude,
but it's there.
But that's exactly what I wanted, bro.
I respect the hustle, man.
That's amazing, bro. Yeah, no, it is so true.
Like, we're gonna have those grinders out in chat, just being like, "Hey, I'll buy this for 15K Nana," and then all of a sudden flipping it for like 20K, 25K, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Hell yeah, bro, that's a grind." I used to do that in World of Warcraft. That's all I ever wanted with the game,
exactly.
Like I was sitting in the general chat on Ogrimmar, just being like, "Yo, hey,
dude,
somebody got this."
Stormwind? Come on.
No, bro, for the horde.
And this pre-Nana, real quick too, big to get this off the pre-Coco, right? Being able to mine that pre-game series, season 2 coming. People are like, obviously it's going to drive the price action down. There's going to be a lot of sell-off, but I think people are rolling that right to tangs and chimps, and I think it was so smart because it's such a more exponentially produced, emitted per hour than Nana was, but you're giving a bunch out in the first, but you're basically going to get that back to burn because people are coming back to basically buy chips and tangs with it. That's my thesis. And I truly think people are going to buy chips and tangs, then reaccumulate at the lows of Coco, and then we go up only on Nana and Coco. Like, I just think that's like the easy play, and I don't think I'm the only one thinking about it. And it's like one of those plays where I'm left curving it. I'm like, the simplest way is going to be the way I'm pushing this.
Yep. I agree. I think it's going to help too that we're going to have plenty of sinks on rip, but then we have just a massive amount. Like, we have a couple catalysts in our books that are massive sinks. So you're really going to see, you're going to feel the pressure with Coco too, but I just think Nana is probably the easiest thing to buy and hold on to and feel like fairly confident that it's going to go up, because it's not a minute anymore. You can't get it anymore. The only thing you can do is get it off secondary. So you're going to, maybe you see like a couple of weeks where people are spending it in game, and then their supply starts dwindling, and you're like, oh, okay, I got to start restocking my Nana supply. Well, all of it's burning. So what's going to happen? I don't know. That's just, it's not being emitted anymore. That's the easiest trade in the world. If it's not being emitted anymore, it's already fully emitted. Don't try to like middle curve this. Just left or right. Take your pick. But I don't know. I'm excited. I am still waiting for the game to drop. I will probably be waiting for the game to drop. And I think that about covers it on today's talks. Is there anything else we want to cover? Any alpha we want to go over?
Can Pie Pandas from Tuesday?
Yeah, they're cracking, dude. Those things cooking. I don't know if anybody saw, again, shout out Mark Kolser. I love the guy's podcast. He did come out with one with Ice Bags or Icy or whatever his name is with Campai. Just a great dude just gets it. I think he gets NFTs really well. I think them building on layer 0 is a really smart protocol because it allows you to go like wherever the liquidity is, wherever it is. So if you want to be an ETH guy for a day, you can go switch it over to ETH and come back over to Solana, go over to the other 6 chains that they're on. And Solana was the last one because it wasn't EVM compatible. So yeah, it makes sense. I get it. I get why he did it. So it's just easier to build on all the chains that, Ethereum is sprawled out with its side chains and L2s and everything like that. But yeah, Campai, dude, they're way better than I thought it was going to be. Way better.
Yeah, like they're selling around like that 80 range, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. The current bid on this Dutch auction for the next one is 82 SOL. So yeah, the mint closes in 3 days, 5 hours, 37 minutes. I like the pandas. I thought I had a chance of getting one sub 50.
Yeah, I know, right? Same dude.
No shot. I don't think it's going to happen. So shout out to the Campai Panda team, and I love to see the continued innovation on across all blockchains right now. I think it's just nice to see. I do think Joe hit a really good point at the beginning of the show where projects going to come out guns blazing if you want to succeed in this market. Like, I don't think there's any excuse. There's no more hype cycle stuff you can do right now. We're not in the environment to do so. You either got to put your best foot forward, put your product forward, or you're just going to get absolutely tanked. And that's just the nature of the business. So better have some good devs. That's all I'll say right now. I know Heist does. Any other alpha we got, guys, before we wrap up?
Another side note, of course, a little bit of bag shield, but not too much. I do want to let everybody know that OMB is starting bounties. So if you are an OMB holder, educational content bounties such as threads and YouTube videos are like videos about different topics. You'll be able to be paid out in BTC. So like there's 3 different topics up that if you create a video on it and the community deems that you're the best, you get paid 0.1 BTC. And then like if you put out like there's like 5 different thread topics that you can write on, and those are worth 0.05 BTC a pop. One thing that I learned about this space is that a lot of people are not good at thread writing or don't really do content creation. So if you're one of the people out there who are thinking about participating in it, I think this is the best incentive that you got. It doesn't take now, if you are a Green Eyes purchaser, it doesn't take nothing but a couple bounties before like you make your money back. 0.05 BTC right now is around $400. That's not bad for a thread, dog. That's not bad at all.
No,
and 0.1 BTC is about a couple grand. So yeah, dude.
Almost $3,000, dude. That's that's nothing to bat an eye at. You can sweep some floors in Solana with that. So
all I got to say is your boy's about to start farming.
You just front ran yourself because now what if OMB holders didn't know that? Now they're gonna front run you, dog. Front run your content.
I gotta let the information out there, dog. I can't withhold it and let the best person win.
There you go. God, what a guy. What a guy. That's our door. Anyways, Joe, any other alpha we want to give out before we wrap things up here?
No, man, I don't really have any alpha.
Yep.
No, sir.
Cool. Well, yeah, go enjoy Heist. It should be getting close to being live. I'm still having issues logging in. Classic. Devs.
Solana is trending though.
Yeah,
on X. You know what I'm saying? In business and finance.
Everybody's trying to buy a Heist. Everybody's trying to buy a Heist. That's why
I will tell you this. I am watching a few wallets I like to watch on Tensor, and they are listing Mad Lads, Klanos, and instant selling into bids and buying. I'm not even making this up. And buying Tangs and adding liquidity to market make on Tangs and Chimps. So we are seeing a little bit of a flush and a recycle into the ecosystem right now. So just keep an eye on that because you might get a nice entry on some of these projects that you've been looking for. At least that's what I'm looking at. If I can get a Mad Lab at like 54, 55 SOL on a bid, I'm there all day. So I'm right there with it. I guess that's my alpha. Just look for some entries.
The last thing I'll say, the one thing that was really cool, and shout out Crypto Edgar, at Crypto Edgar _. One of the GOAT, like nobody talks about him as much as they should because this guy's just a G when it comes to data. But he put a tweet out 8 hours ago that said, "Did Play the Heist Season 2 bring in any new users?" He said, "I'd say yes. Below is a visualization of the number of unique wallets that hold a chimp, gorilla, or orangutan. It went from 2.37K wallets to 3.69K. So we added about 1,300 people into the ecosystem. You'll love to see it. I would imagine there's going to be some traders and whatnot, but hey, getting unique wallets up, that's the name of the game. That's all we were trying to do with this. And, add some factions, add dual currency, and this just allows for more dynamic gameplay. So that about does it for us on today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. We do stream every Tuesday, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with episodes uploaded to podcasts shortly after. You can go ahead and drop us a review on those podcast platforms. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube. All of that's free. It is free to support us. That is all we are asking for right now. Share it with your friends, your family, anybody who is questioning their life or existence in NFTs. We're here to bring meaning to you. So thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. We will see you next week, Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.